Yo. Welcome to another episode of hdsportspod podcast. We are not live today. This is just a recorded video. But we will be uploading this to Facebook, YouTube as always, and Spotify and Apple Music. If you are on YouTube, you got some more likes, did a little bit of promotion. And if you just found us, make sure you guys hit that like and comment and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? You should show us some love here. You know what I'm saying? Last episode was a very opinion based. This episode might be opinion based as well, but we're gonna bring the facts as we always do. So, but yeah, welcome to episode 34 House of Light Sports podcast. Just to give you guys a little agenda what we're going through today. We're gonna be talking about ESPN's latest NFL QB top 10 list. We'll be discussing the I almost said Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders. Hiring the first black female president. We're going to be talking about which coaches need a playoff run to keep their job. Scary Terry gets paid. Baker to the Panthers, and much more. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so there's a lot of hostility going on in our group chat today because you can't say anything utterly close to some form of disrespect to Lamar, or Chelsea's gonna lose his ish. So
as it should be. Anybody watching this, if you're a diehard fan, you love the game of football, you're gonna go to bat for your guys. I'm just sorry. This is a fact.
Chelsea turns full Yinzer on us anytime Lamar gets.
Don't talk about that.
With
any heat related stuff. So don't.
You turn to a Yinzer when it's a Lamar related topic.
Only when there's disrespect.
There was no disrespect. The only people you should be mad at is the people that made that list. That's the only thing you be mad at.
I just get mad at people agreeing with that list.
All right,
they're wrong with the list.
They are very wrong with the list.
2022 NFL top 10 QBs projected. This was done by executive coaches and players. They all had a vote on this. I don't know how many players, but some players had a vote. So, number 1 is Aaron Rodgers. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Tom Brady. 5, Joe Burrow. 6, Matthew Stafford. 7, Justin Herbert. 8, Russell Wilson. 9, Deshaun Watson. And 10, Dak Prescott. So, obviously, to get things started, Chubbs has a problem with the list because, obviously, you can see that big old Ravens blanket in his background. Lamar Jackson, the QB of the Baltimore Ravens, is not on that list. So I got a gripe with the list as well. I do think Lamar should be on that list, but I don't think Dak Prescott deserves to be on the list, which Joey thinks Dak deserves to be on this list wholeheartedly.
100%.
So, question, Joey: does Dak deserve to be on the list more than Lamar?
Does Dak deserve? No, he doesn't.
Okay, so I had to get out of the way. So now, who are you taking out of the list?
Watson. I'm taking Deshaun Watson out.
That's the one I really have a problem with.
That's an easy out, bro. But
you have to though, because he hasn't played in the last 2 years.
2 years,
and we haven't seen him play. So I'm gonna take him out for 100%. I'm taking him out. Anybody else in there? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm a little bit skeptical about putting Matthew Stafford at 6 because before Matthew Stafford went to the Rams, that he was not top 10. So, and
I agree.
And I think 1 year puts you in the top 10. I don't know.
So how do you feel about Joe Burrow being at 5 then?
So I think he's too high. I think he played, but I can't. It's hard to battle those two guys because they were just in the Super Bowl.
Wayne,
and they balled.
Joe. So it's Wayne, Joe. Your credit. This is Joe Burrow's what? That was a second year, right? He went to the playoffs and went.
My dog can't finish his sentence, bro.
No, but because he's talking about a reason why Joe Burrow should be in it. That was the whole credit to why I said Justin Herbert needs to get looked at a little bit more.
But Herbert balled more. He scored. He threw more touchdowns than anybody in the last 2 years. So I think he does deserve to be in that category, especially with the amount of yards, amount of production he's put up. So he's balled out and he has top 10 numbers.
So my question to that is he's had the offense. The defense hasn't been trash. I mean, they have been missing Derwin James, which is a pretty big part of their defense. But when are we gonna?
Offensive line wasn't good the first year.
Their offensive line, they got a cornerstone left tackle last year who was balling as a rookie.
And they won more games.
Did I not just say before
They didn't make
last?
still.
Did I not say before last year? 2, we got to talk about the situation he walked into. He's been in the league with 2 years. He has 2 head coaches.
It happens sometimes with teams that got those top 5 quarterbacks in them drafts. It happens.
All right.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, she turned around the team. He was a field goal away from getting into the playoffs.
Right.
And again, he has put up the best numbers, top 3,
Correct.
like top 5 numbers in the past 2 years.
Correct. But
with a team that has been injury prone, Keenan Allen missed a good amount of games. The defense has been injury ridden, and again, like I said, Anthony Lynn, his coach, was fired. Then he got a new rookie head coach last year who wanted to go for it on 4th down all the goddamn time. That's why they lost like 3 of them goddamn games.
Yeah,
and then
they were also above 500 last year.
They were above 500, so he showed progression.
As a young quarterback,
it wasn't one game.
They were 9-8 last year.
He's still above 500.
They weren't 8-8 the year before.
They were 3 and something.
No, the year before they were like 7 and 9.
Yeah,
just looked it up. They're 6 and 9. 6 and 9. They were 6 and 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He showed 3 games, so they won 3 more games than they won the year before. So he's on the right trajectory if we're looking at it. So I could see how they could say, "Yo, this guy is a top 10 quarterback."
And to add to that point, he was a young quarterback. How many young quarterbacks come into a situation like that and change the team around? Not many.
Joe Burrow.
That's why he's in the top 10.
Lamar did that with the Ravens.
No, bro, we're not gonna do that with the Ravens. The Ravens.
Lamar. No. Stop it right now. Lamar came in and went 6-1, and then the following year he went 13-2.
So you're saying Lamar may turn the Ravens around?
Do you see their winning percentage when he played?
Chuck, so let me ask you this:
What are you talking about here?
Before Lamar came to the Ravens,
yeah,
what was their win percentage?
It was closer to that 9-7, 10-6. That's what Joe Flacco was doing.
I'm talking about how many games John Harbaugh was winning.
He wins majority of his games. Correct. Yes, that's
what I was saying before you rudely cut me off. Wait. Let me go. You cannot talk about Lamar got put in a great situation. He went into a cornerstone franchise in the NFL with great culture, a great organization. You can't say that about the Chargers, and you can't say that about the Bengals. Those guys literally changed an entire franchise.
Answer me this. Before Lamar took over for Joe Flacco that rookie year, did they have a winning record?
Yeah, they're like 500.
We weren't going to make playoffs the way we were going.
Y'all didn't have a losing record.
Lamar came in and went 6-1.
But where y'all losing?
Took us to the playoffs.
Where did y'all have a losing record?
We were not, bro. Think about it. He went 6-1. That means think about there were 16 games, right?
What was y'all record?
I don't know what our record ended up being the end of it, but he was 6-1.
I want to put this in perspective for you though. Where was Herbert drafted? What draft pick?
Top 3 or whatever, top 5, whatever.
Where was Joe Burrow drafted?
Top 5. Because
those teams were bad. Where was Lamar Jackson drafted?
Lamar should have been drafted the first quarterback.
Don't tell me shoulda, coulda.
Where was the Ravens? Listen. Where was the Ravens' first draft pick?
Our first draft pick was at 20-something, and then we traded back in to get him because he was. People weren't picking him because he didn't want to play wide receiver or running back. He wanted to be a quarterback.
My point is that the Ravens were still in a good position because their pick was late. So that means they were still a good team when they drafted him.
A great organization. You guys are a great organization.
That's my point.
So
you can't
discredit what he's done because he's on a.
I'm not
We
discrediting that.
didn't discredit in that. We just giving it them more credit for that. They got
Their
in
job
Here's the context of what I'm trying to say is there are guys that have done more in the league right now and have done similar stats as Justin Herbert.
No, there isn't. No one with similar stats to Justin Herbert.
Derek Carr had 5,000 yards last year. Made
one
playoffs.
year. You're talking about 1 year.
And he's made Pro Bowl multiple times.
But what about the years before? This is why I also think about Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is overrated. I think people hype him too much. I think this man had one good year and they're like, oh, he's amazing. Just because he plays for the Raiders. And I think if he wasn't because Raiders fan base is crazy.
This is crazy to think that Derek Carr is better than Justin Herbert.
No, I'm not saying that specifically. Is what I'm saying is if you look at the list, there's only one guy in that list that doesn't have any accolades, hasn't been to a playoffs, nothing, and that is Justin Herbert. He's only been 2 years in the league. How can we say he's a top 10 quarterback already?
We just told you why.
But I'm saying you're talking about his stats and what he did. Lamar's second year.
We just said that Lamar should be in the top 10.
I'm giving a reason.
Yeah. I'm just saying just to clarify, we said Lamar should be in the top 10.
But I'm saying even Joe Burrow went to the AFC Super Bowl.
Who are you replacing them with? Who are you replacing them with?
I wouldn't replace him. He'd probably be my 10th, if anything.
Okay.
No, don't get him off the hook, Joey. That is not what you said in the chat.
I'll put Derek Carr in it. Don't care.
That's crazy.
I'm not putting.
You said Derek Carr and you said Kyler Murray, and that was crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm not putting any of those guys in there.
But you think Dak done more than Justin Herbert right now?
I don't think Dak a top 10 quarterback.
Has Dak done
a lot of people
right now?
I think actually,
and he does similar stats.
Actually, no, because Dak literally got hurt the year before, so he's always have a year off. He couldn't compare him to the last 2 years. But if we talk about the last 2 years, Dak Prescott played. If we add up the numbers he had, he put up around 9,000. With those 2 years, he put up around 9,000 yards. He put up about almost close to 70 touchdowns and less than 20 interceptions. So, and at 100% QB rating. So I don't understand how he's not top 10 when this man came back from an ankle injury, balled out, threw 37 touchdowns, 4,400 yards, and went 11-5. But he's not top 5. He's not top 10. I don't understand. Man,
if we're gonna be giving this pass to people, I'm sorry, maybe that's not the way to say it. Then NFL and all these critics and reporters got to stop overanalyzing playoff appearances. Then, if we're gonna be doing that,
I mean, it does.
They do that way too often.
Playoffs matter.
They do matter.
And that's the only thing I can say about Dak is that he does not have a playoff. That's the only.
What are we overlooking though? I'm confused.
But I'm saying if Lamar, I know I keep going to Lamar, but this is the biggest thing I can say is he's analyzed about his playoffs, right? And people talk about his passing, but he is one of the greatest football players in the NFL.
No one ever said that.
But how come he keeps getting disrespected by everybody?
I'm telling you, maybe something the NFL knows that we don't.
I just don't get it.
Not to put him in there. Those are his.
I don't think he got disrespected. Did he get disrespected last year? He didn't get.
He might be.
This is why I got to. You know what Colin Cowherd had him in his list?
That's Colin Cowherd.
I'm sorry. This is just one of the talking heads. He had him at number 20 behind Kyler Murray at 19. That's the type of respect he gets out from across the board. You're saying all these people, right, Joe? You don't know what right.
But all right, so let me put this into perspective for you too. When we go back and look at Lamar's stats, he does get a lot of rushing yards, right? But Lamar doesn't get a lot of touchdowns. Josh Allen has more rushing touchdowns than he does. Lamar has never thrown over 4,000 yards. Never in his career. He hasn't done it. Josh Allen gets the yards, he gets the rushing touchdowns, and he throws touchdowns as well and throw over 4,000 yards. Those quarterbacks, that's top 10. All those guys threw over 4,000 yards. Lamar has not done that yet in his career. He did win MVP. I give him credit for that. But he won MVP because he's a dual threat. He was something that we had not seen in so long, and he was electrifying. I think that's why he won MVP. But as a quarterback, as in throwing the ball, getting those yards, he's not getting those numbers. So when we're talking about playing as a quarterback, I can understand why the NFL didn't put him there. I'm not saying he's not top 5. I'm just saying I can understand why the quarterback didn't put him there.
Since coming into the league, he has a top 5 QBR since coming to the league, behind Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady. He is in the top 5 since coming in the league for QBR. And he's in the top 5 for win percentage.
You said top 5?
QBR since coming in the league. They've been talking about it for like years and years, every time.
I'm going to throw some stats at you. You tell me if they're good. His best year QBR, and I just named Dak Prescott best year QBR was 105. 105. I'm gonna name his QBR. His first year, he played 7 games. His QBR rating was 68.
Okay.
His second year was his best year when he won MVP. His QBR was 80. And every year after that, it declined. 70 and went back to 60. So you tell me.
Oh, that boy spitting. Talk about.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt. The third year, it went to 67. The last year, he got hurt, but it dropped down to 50.
And just, here's another thing. I know. I get it.
That don't sound. No. Wait. No. That don't sound top 5. So what's that?
I don't know. I'm telling you what I've been seeing from ESPN and everything. They've been saying that shit for the past couple of years.
Nah, they probably talking about.
It's here. I have his stats.
And then the biggest thing.
They say he's accurate.
No. My biggest thing too, Joe.
And he's not He's not the most accurate quarterback in the league.
Do stats matter or do wins matter in the NFL?
Both.
No. What's more important?
Both are important.
What's more important, stats or winning?
Both are important because
that's not what I'm asking.
You want me to give you a reason why? No, I gave you an answer. You know why? Because when we talked about Tom Brady, before Tom Brady started balling out and Tom Brady was winning those Super Bowls, how many times did we say his defense won him those Super Bowls? How many times we said his kickers won those Super Bowls? How many times everybody was saying that until he came back against the Falcons and was like, damn, Tom Brady's real. And he started balling. Stats matters. Stat matters, bro. Stat matters just as much as it matters about winning. Because it's the same. It's that can translate. You're like, yo, your team carried you to that point to win. So now this is what you need to show that you are a top quarterback in the league instead of your kickers winning you Super Bowls and your defense winning you Super Bowls. And then Tom Brady stepped up and we're like, okay, wow, it does matter. So
that boy spitting. That boy spitting.
It matters. And I'm not saying Lamar. I'm saying Lamar is a top 5. I think he's a top 5 quarterback. But the reason I can see why he's not in there. I can see why the players in there and the coaches, execs would not put him in there because those other guys are winning games and putting up those numbers.
You got him top. All right. So what's your top 5? If you got top 5,
my top 5 is Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, then Lamar's right behind him.
And I can agree with that. And I did agree with that. I'm not saying he's better than any of those guys, but he's definitely better than Herbert.
The reason why I have him top 5 is because he can do more. But if we're talking about, like, I just need somebody to throw the ball, I'm not picking Lamar.
I'm picking Lamar if I need to win a football game, though.
A playoff game, I don't know. But.
hey, to that credit. If we're copping out with Justin Herbert having injuries on his team. By the time Lamar gets to the playoffs, he had a bunch of injuries on his team. So we're gonna cop out with that. So we're gonna cop out with that too. So
when
but Herbert
past 2 years,
and
there was injuries that
when y'all was the number 1 team,
there were injuries on that team too.
Who was injured? Don't tell me, bro. You better not.
Ronnie Stanley
was hurt that year when y'all.
He got hurt. He got hurt with TJ, right? That was that year. I'm pretty sure.
Y'all went 13.
When he won MVP, he wasn't hurt. Ronnie Stanley was hurt when he won MVP.
Bro, we've had the most injuries the past 3 seasons.
He was not hurt. He was not hurt, bro.
Don't tell me.
He was not hurt.
Don't tell me.
Don't lie, Chubbs. Don't sit here and lie, because I'm guaranteeing him and Orlando Brown was in that Pro Bowl game smiling together.
Orlando Brown joined the team 2 years ago, right? 2 or 3 years ago?
That's the MVP season, bro. I'm talking about the MVP season. Ain't nobody was hurt.
2019. 2019 is when he won MVP.
And nobody was hurt.
I think he had his full team. And I think that was one of the big. That's why they balled, bro.
Okay, but all right. So maybe I'm wrong about, but 2 years ago when he won his first playoff.
You've been wrong a lot so far. We're only 20 minutes in.
A year ago.
But wait. When he won his first playoff game a year ago, how many people were hurt that time?
I don't know.
A bunch. We had the most last year and the most previous year IRs.
Who was hurt that year?
Everybody.
Besides Nick Boyle.
Everybody. Ronnie Stanley was hurt that year too.
He was.
Yeah. I remember that.
We had a bunch of people on O-line.
But the year y'all was healthy and y'all was the favorites going in. We not copping out that.
He was also All-Pro MVP, and he had 36 touchdowns that year.
He balled. You're right. He balled. I can't even say he didn't ball that year. That's why he deserved that MVP.
And guess what?
He was electrifying that year.
And to what I said, Lamar's winning MVP this year because he says he feels better than he did in 2019.
Wait, supposed to say he not?
Yeah, we'll see.
He didn't say that past. He ain't said that past 2 years.
Oh, like you're so gullible when
we'll see. We'll see.
You see what type of shape that man's in?
I got Lamar.
Wait, bench pressing 350.
He looking more and more like a running back by day. You said that.
We ain't gonna get into your wideout. We ain't gonna get into your wideout.
You set that up too perfectly for me.
We ain't gonna get into your wideout, but
I got Lamar at 6.
But
who you got before him?
I was trying. He tied 6. I got him and Herbert tied at 6. I got Burrow at 5.
Okay. I mean, I'm not upset with that either, though, because Joe's nice, bro. I think it's nice. He's a nice player, bro. You can't deny his ability, bro.
I just saw him. I have to give him the respect because his offensive line was terrible. He took a terrible offensive line to the Super Bowl.
But he does have one of the best receiving cores in the league.
That's a fact.
He does.
So, and they added more weapons this year for him, so he probably.
Who they replaced at tight end? Because CJ Uzomah's gone, and that was like his security blanket.
No, they kept him.
No, he's on Jets.
Oh, damn.
He's on the Jets. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's on the Jets. He's on the Jets. He is on the Jets.
They got somebody. I think maybe it was it wasn't Austin Hooper. It was Hooper's on Titans. They added somebody.
Someone. I can't remember though.
But
I think it was another running back. Something like that. I'm not too sure. But hey, man,
they got Hayden Hurst. That's what they got.
Oh, Hayden Hurst. He's gonna ball with them. But
that list, man, that list is by the players, the execs, and the coaches, man. Obviously, they know something we don't know. Those guys up there, and like I said, I don't disagree with it, bro. I don't think it's a bad list, but I would throw Lamar in there. I would.
All I want to say though is I saw a list about overrated quarterbacks last year, and 2 of those guys that are on that list were on that list.
They proved them wrong.
They called one Dak, and they said Matt Stafford was an overrated quarterback, which I didn't agree with.
That's why I was a little bit iffy on Matt Stafford being number 6. I was just like, bro, yeah, you jump on the Rams loaded squad, and you win the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, but I feel like he was
playing competitive football in Lions. Just he didn't have a team around him.
But why wasn't he top 10 then?
He was putting up numbers.
I mean, you could put Deshaun Watson at top 10 on a sorry Texans, but you can't put Matthew Stafford, and all of a sudden he's top 10 because he played for the Rams.
Question: where do you got Cooper Kupp and receivers?
If we're going off last year, which is this list is off last year that we're talking about right now, right?
You can't have no issue if you got Cooper Kupp in the top 5. You can't have no issue with Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp top 5, top 3. You already know how.
Cooper Kupp balled out for 2 years straight.
Yeah, he did.
What 2 years straight?
Yeah, 2 years straight.
He had a good year last year. The year before,
and 1,000 yards. He was in top 10. He was nowhere near the top 10 receivers. Nowhere near it.
Who was his?
And now he automatically.
His quarterback was Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, but why we can't put him top 5 when he broke records?
Who was freaking Matthew Stafford's quarter receiver? Marvin Jones.
This is what I'm saying.
He made Marvin Jones Jr.
But no, this is
like look
what
lit.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for honestly, Cooper Kupp was top 10 before Matthew Stafford for me.
What? Wait, what?
100%. Ever since Cooper Kupp came in, let me finish.
I love it.
Ever since Cooper Kupp came into the league, I've been watching. Let me finish.
I love it.
Ever since Cooper Kupp got into the league, I've been watching Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp was baller at Eastern Kentucky. What are you talking about?
I've been watching Cooper Kupp ever since he got to the league, and I said this guy's gonna be a problem. Last year, when he balled out, I was like, all right, for me, 1,000 yards, certain amount of touchdowns. I'm like, bro, you could definitely be top 10. He might have been on the cusp for me, But this year, he definitely broke that by breaking the records and breaking all this other stuff. Now, the reason I brought that up about
He
Stafford,
didn't even have 1,000 yards the year before. Anyway.
Bro,
how many
he
touchdowns?
missed it by 26 yards, Wayne.
Okay,
Come
how
on
many
now.
how many touchdowns? How many touchdowns?
Hey.
3. He had 3.
Hey, you know why he's hating? Because the year before that, he had 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, but he don't want to talk about 3 years ago.
So
no,
he was,
I was.
All right,
I
so
was-
he was,
I was
bro.
going
So
with
he's
that.
been
He
consistent.
missed it by
He's been
26 yards
consistent.
a year ago.
So
I
my
was,
point
no, I was
is,
gonna keep going. About the year before that, he was at 500 yards, and the year before that,
His rookie
But-
year, he had
but-
869. That's
but
actually
listen,
not that
that's
bad.
what I'm trying to say. I've been watching Cooper Kupp since he came to the league, and I'm saying the reason why he wasn't performing like that is because Jared Goff was getting injured, and on top of that, he wasn't. When he came back, he wasn't playing very well. You give him a decent you give him a good quarterback, he's gonna ball. But my thing about Stafford, and this is why I say this about Stafford, is because I'm saying why wasn't he top 10 where he was at the Lions doing the same thing, and he comes to the Rams, and all of a sudden he's top 10. Like why is it so different?
It's because he went to the playoffs and won a Super Bowl. That's my whole point with Justin Herbert right now. Is because Justin Herbert's balling right now with what he's got. But he hasn't done anything yet.
That's a good point, but
he's balling more than Matthew Stafford was balling.
Yeah, the facts. That is a fact. He is balling more than Stafford.
Matthew
Stafford started with. We also remember Matthew started with Calvin fucking Johnson with Megatron. Like you can't. He's like that was the guy he threw in triple coverage and he still bringing balls.
Bro, I'm seeing 2011 5,000 yards, 2012 5,000 yards.
How many tutties?
Touchdowns 41.
For Stafford?
He had 40. Yeah, he had 41 one year.
2011. Yeah, you said 2011, bro. We're talking about 2018, 19.
2018, he was 300 yards short of 4,000. 21 touchdowns. So 2017, when I know Calvin wasn't playing, he almost had 5,000 again with 29 touchdowns.
I'm saying he was balling before. It was nothing against Stafford. I'm just like, why all of a sudden he's in there now? Because of just
he tied his career high in touchdowns when he joined the Rams because he actually had a good group of receivers again.
Right, and I'm not saying he's not bad. I'm just like, bro, yeah, but I feel like it's a little bit too high for him, just because he had a good season. For me, it's all about consistency. You ball 2 years in a row, then I'm like, all right, cool. That means you could do it again the third year. So,
all right, let's go ahead. That was a good topic. Let's go ahead and get to the next topic. Baker Mayfield gets traded to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 5th-round pick, and Week 1, the Panthers and Browns play. So, what are our thoughts on the trade? Who won the trade? Who's it going to work out best for in the end?
Panthers won the trade. What's up? What? They got a conditional 5th-round pick for the number 1 overall pick in 2018 when he got drafted. They won that trade. 100%.
Yeah, I believe the Browns are paying.
They're still paying him too.
They're still paying Baker. I think around like $10 million or something like that. And they got to pay. Well, Deshaun not playing this year.
That's another thing. That's a reason
they only got to pay him $1 million. So
yeah, they only got to pay him $1 million this year. That's right. But then now what quarterback do you have?
They got Jacoby Brissett.
I like Jacoby.
They got Jacoby Brissett.
But,
you like Jacoby on the Dolphins.
Also, before we go, also tell me, do you think the fit with Baker in Carolina is going to work?
All right. I like the fit more than the Sam Darnold take we did a couple years ago. I like that as a better fit. I think he'll do more with the group he's got than Sam Darnold did. So
it's enough.
It's an upgrade. Yeah.
It's enough. Will they win the Super Bowl? No, but it's enough.
No. But the good thing is, if he does bad, like people won't really talk about it because no one really talks about Carolina Panthers anyway like that. To be honest.
Unless when Cam was there. When Cam was there,
yeah.
But no, yeah, I think it was an upgrade. I think the Browns definitely lost that trade. Just because they still paying Baker, and I think they jumped the gun getting Deshaun Watson.
I don't agree. I mean, I see what you're saying, but here's the thing: what is Baker really? I mean, I think they did it. They handled it poorly. I do agree with that actually, because he brought you out of poverty. Basically, he actually made your team not a winless team, and this is how you treat him. But then again, would you rather have Deshaun Watson or Baker Mayfield as your quarterback?
Yeah, I'm just talking about the situation of Deshaun Watson. It's just that everybody say I felt like they jumped in it too early. No other teams were talking to Deshaun, but teams were like, "Yo, you got."
I think Atlanta was hard on it.
No, he was going to go to Atlanta if he didn't go.
Atlanta was definitely pushing hard for it.
Yeah, but there was a lot of teams that were like, "Yo,"
the Browns came back with all this money.
A lot of teams were like, "Yo, you got to get this taken care of before we sign you." Now it probably was just two teams like, "Oh, bro, we don't care what you got." Like,
but I don't think that's not to cut you off, but I don't think the NFL would have really got into it until he actually got on the team. I don't think it would have been any suspensions or any.
So I'm gonna say this: I know as a Dolphins fan, Dolphins were trying to get Deshaun Watson, and then the only reason they did not sign Deshaun because Deshaun wanted to go to Miami. The only reason Deshaun did not go is because the owner Ross was like, "You got to get this taken care of," because he knew it was going to be a problem. So all owners knew it was going to be a problem eventually. So it was just like, "Yo, you got to get this taken care of before you could sign a contract with us." And his lawyer was like, "I don't think this is going to get taken care of anytime soon." So that's why Dolphins jumped out of that race of trying to sign him. So I'm sure that happened to a lot of different teams that wanted Deshaun. So I think there's some teams that just like, bro, we suck. We don't care. Come on. Like the Falcons, they're in a position like we need a quarterback. Browns in a position like we're not going anywhere. Let's get a quarterback. So I think that was I think for them it was like, yeah,
but I mean, ultimately, this was a good thing for the Browns football wise because they got a lot of people to sign with the Browns this offseason just because they think this is a Super Bowl team if Deshaun plays. Like Jadeveon came back just because Deshaun Watson's on the team. That's literally the only reason why he came back to that team.
Star power. I agree with that though. I like it though. I like it, but I just feel like maybe they jumped a little bit too soon.
I can't wait though.
And I feel like maybe they put too much money into that contract.
Hey, they did, but I can't wait. We're gonna get Oklahoma versus Kansas Baker when he was telling them to suck his, you know what I mean? Yeah. We're gonna get that week 1 against the Browns.
Hopefully.
I hope so. He's gonna get some suspensions after week 1, I think.
I like Baker, bro. I feel like Baker would have been a great fit for the Steelers, bro.
The only thing I don't like about Baker is he needs to stop doing so many damn commercials and start just working on football. He was in a million commercials last year, I feel like. So every time I saw a football commercial, it was like Baker Mayfield talking about this is my home.
So yeah, that was only because Progressive headquarters are in Cleveland. So all those commercials are completely gone now. This is the best thing that ever happened to Baker Mayfield. We're gonna get walk on Baker, where it's just him and football. Baker is at his best when he's the underdog. Underdog story. People act like Baker Mayfield sucks. Since he's been in the league, 14,000 yards, 14,000 yards, 92 touchdowns, 56 interceptions. Yeah, he threw a lot of interceptions his first 2 years in the league, but we saw that go down. Baker was a great quarterback in 2020 and was this close to taking the Browns to the AFC Championship. The only reason why Baker was bad last year is because he tried to stick it out for his city.
Yeah, he was playing hurt.
He was on a torn labrum. He was on a torn labrum. I believe it was on his throwing hand.
No. It was the other one.
It was non-throwing hand.
That's why he didn't sit out.
But he's a little quarterback, miniature size, so he uses his whole body to throw the ball. So that's why he was, messed up. But this is the best thing that happened to Baker Mayfield, and I'm going to say it right here. The Carolina Panthers, I project them to win 10 games. I project the Carolina Panthers to make the playoffs, be one of those wild card teams, and they could possibly make noise. They have Robbie Anderson, a deep threat. Baker loves when he has a deep threat.
I think
he got his favorite target, Rashard Higgins. He's going to be good. And then you have DJ Moore, one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, consistently Mr. 1,000 yards. And then now they don't have to run CMC in the dirt anymore because when he got hurt last year, we saw Chuba Hubbard come in and give us a good game.
I like Chuba.
So now you can really more and more of a rotation with your running backs. And now CMC doesn't have to get those 40 to 50 touches a game and be done by the season by week 7.
Man.
They have a pretty much damn near elite defense. JC Horn is coming back. They're going to be really good this year. And a lot of people are asleep on them.
I need somebody to clip what he just said. He said something nice about a Maryland Terrapin. I'm so happy for DJ Moore. You didn't know he was a Terp, huh?
No, he's nice. I don't.
Yeah, he's
No,
nice.
DJ's nice.
He is nice.
So this, I feel like this is a flashback from last year when Sam Darnold
I knew this was coming.
to the Panthers.
Baker Mayfield
I
is
agree though.
3 times the quarterback Sam Darnold is.
I agree. I agree with you what you said though. I agree with you. I think the Panthers are about to be crazy good, but also their division just got harder. So,
but the one thing I like
except the
about
Falcons.
Baker,
Except the Falcons.
one thing I like about Baker is the AFC is the gauntlet. He's in the NFC. If he makes the playoffs, he can potentially make a run.
I mean, their division got harder though with the Saints and
the Saints
and the Bucks.
Saints
The Bucks is still there.
I don't think they're gonna win a division. I just think they're
the Saints wide receiving core for sure.
Remember, there's 3 wild cards.
What you mean? Jameis coming back, boy. Yeah,
I'm not worried about no goddamn Jameis.
Come on, before Jameis got hurt.
I know he was playing well. He was playing well.
He got LASIK. He don't got it. Now Jameis is telling you.
I still remember it. I still remember they won that game after he got hurt. He was in the locker room with the crutches.
Yo, man. Even though Jameis is from FSU, bro, like I really enjoy watching him, bro. That man is funny, dog. He really cracks me up. But yeah, the division got harder. I hopefully I want Baker. I'm rooting for Baker this year.
I got one thing with what you said, Wayne. Hold on, Wayne.
Their division got harder, but the conference got weaker.
The conference is super weak.
Correct.
But Wayne,
you have returning Super Bowl champs, and they got better.
Past couple of 3 years, we'll say 3 years. Last year, we already know how we'll Baker with the Browns. But that Browns roster.
Wait, a year ago or the year that went to the
2
playoff?
years, 3 years. They've had a good roster for like 3 years now, straight.
Yeah.
How come he wasn't able to do anything those 2 years when he was healthy? He had the running backs, he had the defense, he went
to the playoffs.
Receivers. And I'm talking about.
He went to the playoffs 1 year.
One year he went to the playoffs.
And this first year they were suck. The second
year they had a team. Third year they had a team. Fourth year he got
the second year they had Freddie Kitchens, who was a terrible head coach.
Okay.
We can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then he got a good head coach and went to the playoffs. And then last year, the Chiefs had to score a game-winning first down with Matt Moore to win that game, or else they're in the AFC Championship.
He's had some good squads. I'm just saying
but he also had to deal with Odell Beckham.
Yeah,
he had to deal with an old, kind of not too good Jarvis Landry.
I would say not too good.
He wasn't the same once he left.
He's not Miami. He's not Miami Jarvis, but
he was a worn out Jarvis Landry.
Solid receiver.
It was like he was coming off an injury. He wasn't the same Jarvis. And bro, his best receiver last year was Peoples. That's who you throwing the ball to?
No, it was Hollywood Higgins.
Who's now on the Carolina Panthers?
That's his nickname, Hollywood.
Oh, he's on the Panthers now.
He's on the Panthers.
Yeah. He got his
favorite target.
He's gonna.
Then it was Peoples Jones.
Yeah, he's gonna ball. So,
all right. So yeah, that's what we have for Baker Mayfield. This subject just came to my head, but I want us to project which of these quarterbacks will have a better year next year. We're going with.
Are we comparing them against each other or comparing them against their year before?
Better year.
I'm comparing them against each other. Who will have the better year?
Right.
So we have Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence.
My dog.
He go ball this year.
My dog, Zach Wilson.
Y'all heard what happened though, right?
Yeah. He's a dog. He got that dog in him.
That was hilarious.
Hey! You remember he said Cougar Nation?
Shout out to Zach, man. Even though he's playing with the Jets, shout out to him.
That shit is funny.
Zach Wilson, Tua, Trevor Lawrence. You could rank them. And then lastly, Carson Wentz.
Nasty list you just told us.
You really could put Carson Wentz in there. You could
He
put like
did-
Jalen.
He did this on purpose.
Yeah,
He did this on purpose.
You could have given us Jalen Hurts or
All
something.
right, I'll take out Wentz and put in Jalen Hurts. I got another list with Wentz. We'll do another
Okay.
list with Wentz.
You-
Rank them
y'all
1
gonna
through
hate where I
4.
got Hurts because I've heard Hurts has looked really bad this offseason. Just saying, it's been reports out that he's looked really bad. So I'm gonna put 4th Trevor Lawrence, 3rd Jalen Hurts, 2 Tua, and number 1's gonna be my boy Zach Wilson. I really think he's gonna play well. They really did some good things this offseason to put around him.
So you think he's gonna have a better year than all those?
He's not the best year out of all 4 of them.
Got it.
Or out all 3 of them, or whatever.
I'm gonna start from 1. I'm obviously gonna pick Tua. There's no way he's not gonna have a better year. These guys, he has too many weapons. Second, I am going. This is crazy. I'm gonna put Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna have a better year than both of those, than Jalen Hurts and Zach Wilson. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna surprise us this year because he doesn't have that coach anymore.
But he's got Doug Peterson. Is that really? I mean,
Right.
Doug Peterson is
But
a Super Bowl winning coach.
we have to still remember, but like I feel like he had weapons that were not used.
He had Marvin Jones, DJ Chark, but DJ Chark got hurt. They had Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, I think he had weapons that were not used to the best of their abilities, and I think this year he's going to have a breakout year and he's going to ball. But I am putting Tua first just because you have Tyreek Hill and some of all those additions.
What's the last two?
The last two. I got Zach Wilson last. Jalen Hurts is third.
Me and Joey have identical lists, except I'm flipping Tua. So I have Zach Wilson 4th, Jalen Hurts 3rd, Tua 2nd, and Trevor Lawrence 1st. Trevor Lawrence is the greatest QB prospect we've ever seen.
Do you think?
He's going to ball, bro.
He's the greatest QB prospect we've ever seen that got ruined by Urban Meyer, who didn't know who Aaron Donald was. Doug Peterson, as you said, Doug Peterson, but before the whole Carson Wentz and versus Nick Foles thing went down, Doug Peterson had Carson Wentz looking like an MVP quarterback.
That is correct.
So, former quarterback in the league, has won a Super Bowl, has been known to help develop quarterbacks. It's just, that whole situation happened after the fact. Because I feel him. I won a Super Bowl with this quarterback. I want to kind of keep rocking it with him. But, locker room was divided. That was just turmoil from there. So, yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence, predict Trevor Lawrence will throw for over 4,000 yards and 25-plus touchdowns this year.
I hope so because, I might sound like a hater. Don't care. I guess this is big today, me sound like a hater. But he is, I'm going to give him a couple more years, but he's giving me overrated vibes.
Trevor?
I know that I'm giving the benefit of the doubt because Urban Meyer. I'm giving him this year and maybe next year, but he's giving me overrated vibes.
How can you come to that consensus when we watch the Jaguars play? It's just like, bro, like he needed help. He needed help.
And same thing can be said about Zach Wilson. He needed a lot of help with the Jets.
First of all, the best thing that happened to Zach Wilson was he got hurt because then he got to see a real quarterback come and play.
Joe Flacco?
No. What's his name?
Mike White. Mike White played one good game, and then the other game he didn't play good. So I don't want to hear that.
Mike White had more than one good game, bro.
Look it up. He had like one good game was 400 yards. The other game was like ass. Sorry, YouTube. Well, it was.
All right. I don't know, man. I just don't think the Jets are good enough still.
Bro,
the Mike White experiment was over after 2 or 3 weeks in.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets are good enough. Still.
First of all, don't disrespect. In 3 games, Mike White threw for 953 yards.
How many interceptions?
That's pretty good.
5 tutties.
That's average. That's average 300 yards a game.
He threw 8 of them. But that was because one game.
He threw 8 interceptions.
yeah. Okay.
One game he threw 4.
He got 5 tutties and 8 interceptions. Come on.
One of those games he threw 4.
What was Zach doing? What did Zach do last year?
He made some really good highlights. He had some really good highlights. He had some really good throws, but he had some really bad throws. But
It's
how-
not
Yeah.
like it's
he
not
was
like
a,
like
he was a rookie quarterback getting thrown into New York. In New York,
Bro, Mike White beat the Bengals, bro. I'm not hearing that, bro.
the Bengals.
405
Hold on.
yards, 3
Hold on.
touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
We already know what the crutch of the Bengals was last year, and that D line of the Jets is not no joke.
Yeah, so tell me how I go on Google to put Zach Wilson's name, and the first name pops up is Zach Wilson mom.
Right, because that's the big story right now.
How are you
hilarious.
so big on Zach Wilson, right? When he played 13 games, had 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions for 2,300 yards.
That's bad.
He had Mekhi Becton did not play the whole year. He was hurt last year.
What team was better on paper? The Jaguars or
I would
the Jets?
say the Jags. Yeah, because a lot of people. Marcus May was hurt the whole year on the defense. That's the best player on that defense. Carl Lawson was hurt on that team. Best player on that on that defensive line. So like, who was really out there?
Carl Wilson is not the best player on our defensive line.
Sorry, who is?
Quentin Williams.
Okay, Quentin Williams is very
Williams
quiet
is
when he
beast.
plays. Is what I'm saying though.
What?
I don't see Quentin Williams making a ton of plays.
What are you talking about?
Well, what are you talking about, bro?
Are we talking about the same player?
You know what Carl Lawson did the prior year when he was on the Bengals? How
Well,
many
one
sacks
person
he had?
plays D tackle, one person plays defensive end.
He had hella sacks on the Bengals.
I don't know.
What's
man.
more important?
Quentin Williams is a dog, bro.
I'm not saying he's not. I just said Carl Williams is better than him on that defense line.
I don't think so.
Nah, I can't agree on that. I can't.
Frank Clark has more sacks than Chris Jones. He's not better than Chris Jones.
Yeah. No,
Defensive ends are always going to get more sacks unless your name's Aaron Donald.
I would say offensively, Jaguars look better on paper. That's what I would say. But other than that, the Jets defense is definitely better. But I don't know. Didn't Trevor Lawrence tie the record for most interceptions?
He threw 17 of them.
I think he tied the record. But hey, man, it happens.
All I'm saying
I
is
feel like he
he's
was
giving me overrated vibes.
I feel like he had what was that I forgot his name already, bro. The coach that we had for Miami, and he was just so bad, and he ended up going to the Jets. What was his name?
Well, one thing I will say.
Adam
Gase, yeah.
One thing
I
will
feel
say,
like that's how bad Urban Meyer was.
Trevor Lawrence did have a better receiving core and better running backs.
That's what I'm saying. His offense was better. I felt like the offense was better.
He did not have better running backs, so they was not giving James Robinson the ball.
That's not my fault. He's still a better running back.
He can't be better running back if he ain't getting the ball.
That's why I said they didn't use their players to the best of their abilities, man.
I already know he was giving the ball to his Ohio State Carlos Hyde. I already know. That's the reason why I picked him up.
How you get the ball?
He said, "I'm gonna do the same thing at Ohio State."
You got Robinson and then you got Travis. And I'm like,
Travis was hurt the whole year.
Entire year?
Yeah, he got hurt in the
They should have never even drafted.
He got hurt in the preseason.
They should have never even drafted
Travis.
Travis.
They just wanted him because they got Trevor.
They got him because of Trevor, yeah.
Trevor, Travis, same thing.
All right, I got another ranking for you guys. We got Carson Wentz, Jameis Winston. We have Baker Mayfield, and lastly, we have, if he starts, Mitchell Trubisky. Which of the four?
Mitchell Trubisky is going to be my fourth.
Yo, can I finish it?
Additionally, he's a fourth.
So go, Chubbs.
So Mitchell's my fourth. You said Carson, Baker, and what's the last one?
Jameis.
Okay. Carson's gonna be my third. We'll give Baker second. I'm gonna give Jameis first in that list. Just because Jameis has a lot of weapons around him this year.
So if Mitch starts, I'm definitely putting Jameis first. I'm putting Mitch second. And then
I just want to say it ain't Hayden because I'm a Ravens fan. I really just think he's the fourth out of that list.
The way you say it at first.
As soon as he said his name, it was like fourth. And then we say we got Baker and Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is last for me. Baker's third.
So I have Jameis fourth, Baker third, Carson second. I'm playing. I got Mitch second, and I got Carson first.
Why do you believe in Carson so much?
Because I've seen what Carson has done with lackluster receivers. Last year, he was 27-7 with Michael Pittman. Now he has arguably a top 10 receiver, the best receiver he's probably played with in his career. When he had a good receiver with the Eagles.
Why you say it like Michael Pittman's trash?
Yeah, I'm about to say Michael Pittman ain't trash.
The way you said it, hold on,
he's like, he got Michael Pittman. I'm like, hey, he ain't garbage.
Right,
he's not garbage.
All right, bro.
High top 2 tier, second tier, and not the top 1 tier.
He not top 10. He ain't top 15.
No, he's not top 10.
But he ain't ass, you
bro. Like,
he's not.
I don't know why we talking about Diet Chase Claypool, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on.
What?
Right now.
He catches more passes than Chase Claypool.
Michael Pittman not better than Claypool?
They're the same player.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
If Chase was a number one, he'll put up the same exact numbers.
Quick question: Chase Claypool top 3 wide receiver in the league?
All right, bro. Can I finish mine? Can I finish mine for the clip, bro? Yeah. So, like I was saying, he got Scary Terry easily. I think a lot of people have him in their top 10 receivers in the league. The best receiver, he's gonna be like 9 or 10.
I think he's in the 15, but he's cusping the top 10.
You said Terry?
He's saying Scary Terry's top 10 wide receiver in the league right now.
Yes.
I don't think so.
He said 15. Like, yo.
I don't got Terry in my top 10.
Oh man.
I can get
we can do that later. We can do that later.
I got 10 that are better than him.
All right, but yeah, so like I said, Scary Terry probably the best receiver he played with. Logan Thomas is a really good tight end, and he got 2 running backs that he can run the ball with. And the offensive line is not that bad. Obviously, he had a better offensive line when he was with the Colts, but he has better weapons. So I like to see. I saw him ball out with Greg Ward at receiver. So I just think, like I said earlier, chat, I think he's better than Dak. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. So I really think by the end of the season, Carson Wentz is going to sneak himself in the top 10 debates.
So you think he's better? You think he's better than Dak because he's done less?
Bro.
He's done that. He's done this,
more.
Pretty much this. He hasn't done more. He's
done the same with less.
So you feel like he's good because he's done the same with less.
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, this dude is top 20 right
now.
now.
If you look at their stats,
in terms of receiving stats right now, and he's top 10. Come on.
He had Taylor Heineke throwing the ball.
It's fine.
You can't name me 10 receivers better than him.
Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
J-Jet.
Mm-hmm.
Jamar is better than him right now.
Yep.
Devante Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Deebo Samuel. Tyreek Hill, 6. Stephon Diggs, 7. I think DJ Moore is better than him right now.
No!
All right, so I won't count DJ Moore. I won't count DJ Moore. Won't count DJ Moore. That's Stephon Diggs.
Woo! You already said that.
You already said that.
Is Deontay Johnson better than him because he had better stats than him last year?
No, Deontay's not better than him.
DK Metcalf not better than him?
No.
I know who is though. Tyler Lockett's better than him.
No.
Yes. You guys just give me opinions now.
If Terry goes on to that Seattle team, he is the number one.
Is Keenan Allen better than him?
No. Not at this time. Not no more. He's not.
Mike Williams better than him?
No.
That's crazy. You're a big Mike Williams fan.
I know. I'm a
Michael
big
Pittman
Deontay
Jr. had better
Johnson.
stats than him with Carson Wentz.
Michael Pittman did have 1,000 yards this year, but
better than
he only had 5 touchdowns
with Carson Wentz.
Who's better, Carson Wentz or Taylor Heineke, bro?
Is he better than CeeDee Lamb?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is, bro.
Is he better than Mike Evans and Chris Godwin?
He's not better than Mike Evans.
He's not better than both of them.
He's not better than Mike.
Not better than Chris Godwin either.
To me, they on the same.
Godwin and him, yeah, they're pretty similar.
And that's still not 10.
AJ Brown, not better than AJ Brown.
When we said it, I said I had Terry over AJ Brown. So
AJ Brown's not better than him.
that's the opinion to me.
He's not better than AJ Brown.
I think he's better than AJ Brown in my opinion.
I feel like they kind of in the same category too.
And I mean,
the same type of player. Like if he's better, he's not that much better.
Terry's the only weapon really on that offense. They had to worry about Derrick Henry.
Terry is that dude. He top 10, bro. I don't know where he top 10, bro. I don't know what else he.
You could put him right at 10.
Justin Jefferson. Did you say that already?
yeah,
They said
okay.
that.
Okay. I mean, bro, there's no one else, bro. There's no one else. You said Devante already?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, there's no one. Hey, bro, he top 10, bro. Like,
He's
Bro, I literally got 10 right. I mean,
He's 9 or 10.
Nate,
is he better than Brandon Cooks, who balls on the Texans?
he's better than
All right,
Brandon Cooks.
all
I'm
right.
just asking.
He's
Wait.
better than Brandon
Don't
Cooks.
say all right, because you're always, oh my God, Brandon Cooks is balls on the Texans. Look what he had.
He
You say it
does.
every year. You
He
say it all the
does.
time. You say
He
it
does
all the
ball.
time.
He
And
does
he's with
ball.
Davis Mills. Davis Mills. We didn't know what Davis Mills was.
He does ball.
Brandon Cooks get 1,000 yards every year. That is correct. He's not better than Scary
But-
Terry.
He's not better than him, bro. He's not better.
But I'm saying Mike Williams and Keenan Allen have better stats and on the same team
I
than
think
one guy.
I think Keenan Allen is better than Terry.
That's 10.
I believe.
There's
I believe
10 right
that.
there with Keenan
No,
Allen.
that's some of them don't count. Some of those don't count.
Bro, Cooper Kupp, we said yes. We said yes to Jay Jett. We said yes to Jamar.
Chubbs, we said
yes to Devontae.
you're at 8 right now, Chubbs.
We
You're
said
at
yes
8.
to Tyreek. We said yes to Stephon. We're saying Keenan maybe, right?
I'm saying Keenan.
That's 8 right now.
All right.
Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. That is 10.
I'm not giving you Chris Godwin.
He's not. I'm not giving Chris.
And I'm
Godwin
not.
either. I'm not giving Chris Godwin.
That's 10.
Terry's top 10. I'm not giving Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin.
AJ Brown. That's 11.
I
Get
said
outta
hell
here.
no to AJ
Get outta
Brown.
here.
He definitely said no to AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
That's
I don't know.
opinion.
AJ Brown's an iffy for me too. Though. I don't know.
He could be 11 or 12, but he's not in my top 10.
He probably 10, and he probably tied with somebody.
He's 10. He's 9 or 10.
And I don't like to disrespect you.
And you said he was 15. That was
You're not.
crazy.
I said
You
top
said-
15. I said top 15. Stop putting words in my mouth.
If he's not top 10 and he in the 15,
That's what you say. You say he in the 15. That's what you say.
That is the
15.
range. We don't go top 12. You don't go from top 10 to top 12. You say top 15 after top 10. Do you not?
No, you pretty much saying he's between 11 and 15.
You ain't say he on the cusp of
Yes,
top 10.
I actually did say
You
that.
said it after the fact. We
But I
saying
said it.
before. And based on what you were saying, you got him at like 14.
And because you're being
That is
disrespectful to Tyler Lockett.
No.
Tyler Lockett is not better than Terry.
Yo,
Bro.
you guys have so much disrespect to Tyler Lockett. I
There's no disrespect, bro.
You
It's just
do.
that
You do. He
No.
balls. He
He
balls.
he
He can do
does.
everything.
so does Terry.
And he doesn't have a
They're
DJ
literally the same
man. He didn't have Russell Wilson.
He does.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what
the
does
big
Parsons.
difference between all those other guys is that they have another person to take off. Like the weight.
Michael Pittman didn't, and Michael Pittman had better stats.
Michael
Yeah,
Pittman's not
Jonathan-
better than him though. Come on.
And Michael Pittman had Jonathan Taylor.
Facts. That's a huge fact right there. I mean, he had Antonio Gibson though.
They had Washington used Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick a lot.
Who is the box getting stacked with 8 people for?
Yo, wait. First of all, we can't say Antonio Gibson didn't get people attention. People
So
were like, "Yo,"
did-
we gotta stop this guy. Same way they were just like Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor. Jonathan Taylor maybe more, but Antonio Gibson, they were like, "Yo, we gotta stop this
But
guy."
Antonio Gibson did split with J.D. McKissick. J.D. McKissick came in for passing plays.
Bro, 1,000 yards, bro?
Who for who?
Jonathan Taylor had as many yards last year as Antonio
We're not-
Gibson has in
we're-
his career.
So you're talking about you're helping
Listen
Michael
to
Pittman's
me.
case.
He has
You're helping Michael Pittman's case.
Jonathan Taylor in 1 year has more career yards
Wayne,
than him.
if you're talking about how many yards Jonathan Taylor had and how many times they gave him the ball last year, shouldn't Michael Pittman's production be down?
What is easier to do when you have 8 in the box and you're 1-on-1?
You would think that's easier, huh?
That's why AJ Brown is
one
on.
is easier though.
When you have the act of play action on 1st and 2nd down every play, and people are gonna bite on it every time.
So how come none of the Titans receivers have 1,000 yards?
AJ Brown was hurt last year. Before that, he had 1,000 yards.
I'm talking about last year.
What did I just say?
Well,
That's fine. There's the other guys that are getting that ball, right?
But
Come on, Wayne.
Antonio Gibson,
You're
and
being
Jonathan
subjective.
Taylor. We
Just
also
saying.
have to put in the fact that he was splitting rushes with someone else.
He wasn't splitting rushes. He was splitting third downs.
Yeah, McKissick came in for passing plays.
Man, Jonathan Taylor was running the ball on third down.
He was.
All
right, when it's
Definitely
a pass, when it's a running situation on third down, J.D. McKissick isn't in the game.
No,
Antonio
it's
Gibson.
Gibson is.
Yeah, you're right. Correct. But Jonathan Taylor's in pretty much every play.
Yeah.
It's so I would say Chubbs that actually
I like
hurts,
Scary Terry. I'm
it
just
actually
saying.
hurts Pittman that Jonathan Taylor actually put those numbers more than it helps.
I guess.
Yeah. So because he's
I gotta see what he does this year with Carson then, with a proven quarterback, right, Wayne? Okay.
Carson going for 4,500 yards this year.
I don't think he threw for 4,000.
I don't think he's throwing 4,000. I think he's in the 35, maybe.
I don't think he threw for 4,000 this year.
What did he have last year? With
Like
the running game.
I think I don't know. I don't think he had that much. I could say 3,500 yards.
I think that's going to be right on pace again. 3,500
No, it's not. They don't have Jonathan Taylor, man.
3,500.
Let's stop overrating Antonio Gibson, bro. Can we please?
We're not overrating him.
I'm
just saying.
Sleeping on him.
The guy came in.
I'm snoring.
The guy came in, and
nice.
Everybody was just like, "Who is this guy?" I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was a surprise.
He was really a receiver in college. Yeah. They used him more as a receiver, and he came in and he was running the ball.
That's all it was. Mad respect to him. I had him in fantasy last year, so everything you guys are telling me was disappointed. I'll tell you guys that.
He got hurt too much during games too.
All right. But let's go to the next topic. Brett Favre says he's going to see he predicts a drop in production from Devante Adams with no Aaron Rodgers. I want to say Brett Favre, no shit there's going to be a drop in production when you have a top 5 tight end on your team and you have one of the best slot receivers.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Favre came out and said Devante's going to have a drop in production now that he's basically not with Aaron Rodgers.
100%.
I mean, that's a given. But I do think Derek Carr is going to flood that ball to him at times, just because of
it's not even because if it was just Devante Adams on the team, his reduction wouldn't drop. I promise you that.
Right.
But
it's because he got Darren Waller also on that team.
He got Darren Waller, he got Hunter Renfrow, and he got Josh Jacobs.
But again, I know that Aaron Rodgers threw the ball a lot to Devante. That's not a debate. But he was also slinging it to Allen Lazard.
Not when it mattered.
Valdez Scantling.
Championship game.
And I never knew who Robert Tonyan was until he started throwing the ball to Robert Tonyan.
Yeah, but he does force it to him. Given he's that.
I think Derek Carr is going to force it to him too at times.
Yeah, but
just like he was forcing it to Darren Waller, and Darren Waller got hurt because he was getting it too much.
But now he has a Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow, so he's going to be open a lot more because you're not going to be able to double team him like you did on Green Bay. But his production is going to go down just because those two guys are great at getting open as well. So, respectively, top 5 in their positions.
I also think his production is going to drop because I disagree with if there was no one else on that team that his production was going to drop.
I think Josh McDaniels being the coach.
I think in general, going to the Raiders, his production was going to drop because obviously Derek Carr is not Aaron Rodgers. They don't have the same connection as Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. Now, this is where I'm going to put it. I think Derek Carr is overrated. He had a great year. Yes, he did. Before that, what was he doing?
He had a good year like 4 years ago.
Good point. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. That's my point. But that's what I think. I don't think Derek Carr is that guy to be like, oh, yo, I got you. Like, we're going to ball. I think you know what thing's going to happen? I think in the first 4 games, Devante Adams is probably going to snap on Derek Carr at least twice.
Derek Carr.
In the first four games of the season, Devante Adams is probably going to snap on Derek Carr twice for some messed up pass that he threw, or he just didn't.
That's his college quarterback, Joe. He gonna be all right.
He gonna snap. He gonna snap. Trust me. Because college and NFL is different. We know it's different. He's gonna snap, bro. He's gonna snap because Aaron Rodgers. It's like I don't know, bro. You're going from elite to good.
I just want to say, last 4 years he's thrown 4,000 yards each year, and then last year was his career's best.
How many touchdowns? You keep telling me this yard stat.
How many touchdowns did he throw?
He threw.
I looked at his stats earlier.
Yeah, he threw 19, 21, 27, 20. Yeah, he's not throwing a lot of touchdowns. I agree, but he is throwing a lot of. He's getting a lot of yards.
You know what that means? You know what that means?
Throwing interceptions in the red zone. That's what it means.
How many interceptions he got then? Because
I've seen double
that
digits every year.
That means he was getting those yards in garbage time.
10, 8, 9, 14.
Good old Dak Prescott.
Yeah, stop. Dak no touchdown.
Hey, is QBR high?
He was throwing good. He was getting those yards during garbage time, and he wasn't scoring touchdowns at the end of the game. That's simple. That's literally what it is. I think, like I said, I think he's overrated, bro. I think he's just a little bit better version of his brother. That's it.
A lot of better versions. His brother didn't last like 2-3 years, and then he was done.
That's it, man.
Crazy.
That's wild.
That's it, man.
He's a lot better than David.
I just think Raider fans are similar to Steeler fans, man. They're very similar, as in they're gonna go hard for their quarterback, whoever's for their team. They're gonna go hard for them, and they're like, "Oh, he's the best ever."
That's
whatever,
any
blah, blah.
team.
No, not really. Not really.
If you're a diehard and you love the sport and you love your team, you're gonna.
What I'm trying to say is,
you're gonna ride for your quarterback.
What I'm trying to say is,
it's a thing.
The Raiders have a lot of diehard fans.
Maybe you don't do it in Miami because it's Tua turn the ball over.
No. See, let me put it this way: the Raiders have a lot of diehard fans. The Raiders will send death threats. Miami fans is not sending death threats.
Yeah, they just won't show up to the games. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, people like Kansas City, diehard fans, they were sending death threats to Tyreek just because he said that Tua was more accurate. So you're gonna get those type of fans that are gonna be like that. And there's other teams that are not like that. So I think just for that fan base, they hype him up a lot, and I'm like, bro, he's really not that good. The same way Wayne talks about Mitch, like Mitch is the next guy coming.
Wait. I'm the only Steeler fan that talk about Mitch like that.
They too busy talking about Kenny
everybody else is talking about
and
Kenny.
Mason.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I heard this conversation the other day. Someone told me, not the other day, it was a while ago, Kenny is going to take the Steelers to the AFC Championship.
Was that someone, David Brown?
When I heard that, I was like, all right, man. The Steelers coming out of you. The Yinzer is coming out of you. We got to get out of here.
That's not that ridiculous, though.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I'm like,
that's really not that really ridiculous.
Whoa.
It's really not.
I trust Richard Sherman. Ain't no successful two glove quarterback in history.
Sleep. I saw him throwing the ball without him a couple days ago.
Small hands. You saw the hands.
I'm saying that's really not that. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh!
All right, man.
I'm just saying that's not that ridiculous of a take.
That's a ridiculous take, bro. To think of a rookie quarterback that actually didn't he balled in college, but he wasn't the best quarterback.
He matured at the right reset.
He wasn't the best quarterback in college for me to be like, yeah, he could take this team to the NFC Championship. Now, the Steelers have a great team. They literally just need a quarterback. Maybe some O-line pieces, but
do you think this is the year that they don't go 500 at least?
Who, the Steelers? No.
I'll be honest.
No.
You think they're gonna either be 500 or above that by a game?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I believe.
I've seen people make that prediction that Tomlin's streak's going to end within a year or two just because of Kenny Pickett.
I feel like the reason they're saying that is because the stat came out that he didn't have a losing record. That's the only reason people are saying that. If that stat never came out, no one would ever say that.
I mean, as long as the defense is rocking.
The defense is still good.
Defense got better.
Yeah, they have the receivers. The only thing they got to work on is the O-line and figuring out who's their quarterback.
They kind of did a little bit off. They got James Daniels, great signing. That guy's going to be a great guard for y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You still got that. You got rookie linemen tend to progress after their second year. You still got that
And
center.
Kendrick Green, yeah, he's gonna play guard his true position.
Who's center this year for y'all?
James Daniels gonna go play center.
Really?
Yeah, he played center last year.
Did he? I thought he was a guard.
He played both.
He's guard in Madden, so that's what I thought he was.
He plays
guard.
both.
We'll see. We'll see. And
you got Trey Turner coming back.
And you got Najee at running back, bro, and that's a person I would say he came into the league and become top 10 running back, bro. Like 100%. Like Najee is that dude. So nice. I think with them, he's that dude. but he's the offense, I think with them, they can definitely go above 500. I don't see it still. If they go under 500,
top 3 wide receiver in the league, so they should ball.
If they go under 500, bro, I don't know what to say. I'll be shocked.
Do you think if they go under 500? Do you think they're like, get Tomlin out of here? Because they do that even when he doesn't. So
100%. People will say it, but I don't think the Steelers would get rid of him. Though.
I wouldn't. That guy, you don't. That's the type of coach you keep until he's ready to retire.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
The Steelers have never fired a coach. It's not fired.
Well, yeah, once in a lifetime coach, bro. Like,
never fired a coach.
I think Tom is a once in a lifetime coach. I don't think you ever see Tom.
You shouldn't. That's like changing the name. You should never change the name of a historic place.
How about that, man?
Now I get to it. Since Heinz Field is no longer Heinz Field,
trash.
It's called Acrisure.
Hey, yo, I swear all the Pittsburgh dads are gonna be calling this acupuncture. Acupuncture stadium.
Going down to acupuncture stadium.
Honestly, a lot of people are like going crazy. I don't have that happens all the time.
You don't care for it.
It happens all the time. It used to be
it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for the Steelers though.
It did. It used to be Three Rivers Stadium.
How long ago?
Like, when did Heinz get it? I can look this up.
Yeah, but you also got to understand that Heinz is a Pittsburgh company. Heinz was founded in Pittsburgh.
I get it.
So, going
people know that stadium as Heinz Field.
Yeah, and going to
just like Staples Center and
finding a Michigan company.
Yeah,
it was like weird, bro.
What does that company even do?
They sell insurance.
Oh, nice.
Insurance company.
Yeah, Heinz didn't take it over until 2021. So 2001.
Oh, I'm about to say,
that's 20 years. That's 2 decades.
And before that, it was
the Three Rivers. It fit in the Pittsburgh atmosphere. And then
I agree with that, but if Staples Centers could get changed, then
I still call that place Staples Center, regardless.
Yeah. A lot of people call it Staples Center.
If Staples could become crypto,
I'm not calling it a cryptocurrency arena or whatever it is.
Nah, it's still gonna be Heinz Field. I feel like everybody's still gonna call it Heinz Field.
That's what I saw on Twitter. I'm gonna be calling it Heinz Field to the day I die.
Hashtag not my stadium.
Not my stadium.
All right, let's go to some other news before we end the show with some segments. The Raiders hire the first black female president. I want to get her name correct just so I can say it properly, because Sandra Douglas Morgan. So Sandra Douglas Morgan has become the first female black president in the NFL history. So the Raiders make history. How do we feel about this move? She's an American attorney and executive. She serves on the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And she was the chairman for Nevada Gaming Board Control. So 44 years old.
It's a big step for women in this sport. I mean, you see that they're trying to like get more and more women implemented into these like refs, coaching staffs. Like this is a big step because this is actually like an office executive role. Yeah. So it's just showing that women can do the same thing as men in relations with football.
Yeah, she understands football. She's married to a former football star, Dawn Morgan. So I mean, she's well equipped for the job. So congrats to the Raiders for actually making history. More importantly, congrats to the Black Queen, Sandra Douglas. Sandra Douglas Morgan. So.
I also think this is an answer to the Brian Flores situation. I think that Brian Flores situation brought up a lot of,
Really hit two birds with one stone with Brian Flores plus Deshaun Watson.
Right. Yeah, I think they just, I think it was just an answer to that, saying, hey, we do include people of color into management positions and dealing with the office and all this other stuff, even coaches and stuff like that. So, Brian Flores is still going through all that. Not to overshadow what she's accomplished, because that's a big, big step, especially for Black women, especially for a woman to step into that field of football. But I'm happy for her for sure. But I think that was an answer to say, hey, yeah, we are still for this for people of color in our I would say organization. I guess that's what you would call an NFL, an organization. But hopefully now we can see difference in ownership, because a lot of because they were trying to buy
the Panthers.
It wasn't the Broncos.
Oh, the Broncos, yeah.
When the Broncos were up for sale, I believe there is
Kanye in the group.
Yeah, I think there's a Black woman in that group that owns part of the Broncos as well. So that's changing. That's changing too, man. So I'm glad to see it though. Happy to see it. Shout out to the women, Black women. Do your thing. Step up. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, shout out to her again, man. Shout out again to Sandra Douglas Morgan. I want to get to this topic. Which coach do we think needs a playoff run in order to keep their job? Chubb, I'm going to let you go first because you had some picks.
I have to remember what I said because I did this a couple of weeks ago.
Name them all for you.
Honestly, my top three: Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy. I think it's getting to the make or break for him. Cliff Kingsbury, I know that's probably a wild card with that because you're still waiting to see what that team is. But he's been with them 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah,
and he's had good rosters those 2 or 3 years. Maybe 1 year he wasn't a really good roster, but I think if they don't make some noise in a year or two, I think this year, honestly, I think he's on the hot seat. And I'm gonna say Matt Rule in Carolina. You just got Baker. I know you're still a young coach, but like I think that's another thing. If he's done so much to that team in such a little time, if they don't see any progression, I think they're gonna eventually try to move on from him. And you've seen coaches last shorter durations for less. So I think Matt Rule, Mike McCarthy for sure. If Mike McCarthy don't do nothing in the playoffs this year or don't make playoffs, Jerry Jones will get him the hell out of there. You already know how Jerry is. And Cliff Kingsbury.
I agree. I agree mostly on Matt McCarthy. He definitely needs to get a win, especially with that team. They just got rid of Amari Cooper, so it kind of can give him some room, but he got to win a playoff game. And I think that also goes for Dak Prescott too. He has to win a playoff game this year. If he doesn't win a playoff game this year, I can agree to kick him out of that top 10 because I think it's just too long for him not to win a playoff.
Especially with how much money he's getting paid.
Right, exactly. He definitely needs to get a win. One coach, we just talked about him earlier. I don't think he's going to get fired, but he needs to go on a playoff run, is Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin have not won a playoff game in a long time.
2016.
A long time. He needs to win a playoff game this year. He was supposed to win one last year. The Browns messed it up. Not last year. The year was it the year before?
Yeah, year before.
Yeah, year before. The Browns messed that up, but he got to win a playoff game. And I think, yeah, it looks great not to have a losing season, But if you haven't won a playoff game in 6 years with the caliber of your team, that's a problem. So I would say he's my honorable mention because I don't think he's going to get fired. But Matt McCarthy for sure.
That's how I feel about Kingsbury.
He's my guy.
I think Kingsbury has showed improvement. He's possibly on the hot seat. But I think Matt Rule, I'm gonna also go with Mike McCarthy and Ron Rivera. I think Ron Rivera needs a good run for the simple fact of I do not think Daniel Snyder's going to be the owner after the season. I think it's finally going to happen where he's no longer the owner. Let me just get my take off. I just think he's no longer going to be the owner. So I think he needs to make a playoff berth and possibly win a game for the new ownership to keep him.
Hold on, Joe, before you get in that. Daniel Snyder needs they need 26 or 27 owners to all vote him out to kick him off that team.
Well, I think
the owners are very cautious of doing that from what I've heard.
Yeah. Owners are for their owners. They're always for the owners.
Yeah, but I've heard they've met secretly twice now about possibly kicking him out. So I think there's more to come regarding all this stuff that happens still. They're still looking into it. So.
I was saying after John Gruden left, I think that
Jay Gruden. Yeah. I know what you meant. But yeah, Jay Gruden's his brother.
You talking about the Raiders or you talking about the
You talking about the Raiders or are you talking about the Skins?
I'm talking about the Raiders.
Okay, my bad. I thought Skins the Washington did have Jay Gruden. Though.
Yeah, I was like, what? yeah. So I think after
my bad.
John Gruden left and the way the Raiders have been building, I think he has about the other coach has about 2 years.
They just hired the coach though. They just hired him.
I think he got 2 years.
McDaniels?
For the Raiders?
Yeah, McDaniel's not 2 years. They're gonna keep him for at least 5 because he's just off Belichick's coaching.
Nah, the reason why I say that. This is the reason why I say that. We just talked about Derek Carr coming off his best year. They just picked up top 2 receiver in the league. You have a top 5 tight end in the league. You have a top. I don't know. Would you put Josh Jacobs in top 10 running back in the league?
Top 16. He
fell
off a little bit last year.
We can put top, and then you have a great slot receiver, Hunter Renfrow. He can play the slot. He can play. You can honestly put him anywhere.
He's a slot.
You can put him in, but you can't put him anywhere, really. And he's kind of like one of those utility players, right? And you kind of can do kind of whatever with him if you want. I think his team is too good for him not to win a playoff 2 years in a row. If he does not win a playoff game 2 years in a row, I think it's going to be a problem.
The big thing they did for him,
especially coming from the Patriots.
The big thing they did for him, though, it was they improved a little bit on that offensive line that was horrendous last year.
Correct.
So they improved on defense. They got Chandler Jones.
Yeah, in my opinion, they got the best pass rushing duo.
Chandler Jones and Max Crosby are going to be
based off that team caliber. If you cannot win a playoff game,
but thinking about the division they're in though now,
crazy.
We're talking about the division that they're in, but have we not seen 3 teams in one division go to the playoffs?
Correct, we have. But back to what we said.
Yeah. They could have 4 go to the playoffs.
I honestly believe it's going to be hard in general to win a playoff game in AFC this year. Any team that's going to go is going to be a legit contender. I really believe that.
And I'm not saying that after this year. I'm saying the next 2 years from now, if he don't win a playoff game, it's going to be a problem for him.
The AFC is like the West in the NBA right now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, AFC is
what
good.
happened this offseason.
The AFC is good, but we cannot say the Raiders is at the bottom of the AFC.
No, they're not.
I don't think they're going to finish last in their division. So
yeah, I don't think they're at the bottom. I think they can win.
I think the Broncos will probably finish last.
The Broncos 100% finishing last in that division.
I think they definitely can win a playoff game. And if you can't win a playoff game within the next 2 years, bro, with a top player you have 2 top players on your team on offense, and then you have a quarterback that can perform based on what he did last year. If you can't win, bro, then I think they're going to find somebody else. for that position.
All right.
Maybe.
Let's get to the next topic. Some new segments. So first, before we do matchups, I want to bring this new segment. It's called "Where Would They." So this segment, we're taking legends from back in the day and saying where would they rank amongst the peers now. So basically, would Jerry Rice be a top 5 receiver in the NFL today? Chubbs.
Today,
Hold on.
I
Would
would
you,
say yes.
Joe?
Yes.
I'm gonna say no. We can debate this afterwards, though. Would Steve Young be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL today?
Hell no.
No. Oh no. Yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
Oh my gosh.
Would Michael Vick be a top 5 quarterback in NFL today?
No.
Yes.
Yes. And then lastly, would Asante Samuel be a top 5 corner in the game today?
No.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. How can Steve Young and Michael Vick not be top 5 quarterbacks in the game today?
So I got a question with Michael Vick specifically. I already know he's great. We all know that. It's not a debate. But like,
He's a better version of Lamar Jackson.
okay, cool.
That's why he's going to be top 5.
But I'm asking. Was he? I can't remember. Maybe they did rank him top 5 when he was in the league. But was he ever really ranked top 5 in the league? I knew he was top 10 for sure.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a tough one for me. I know he can throw better.
Only got Peyton, Favre, Brady.
And there was probably a couple more. I can't remember who was playing in that division. I mean that era. But
I can't name anybody else better.
Donovan McNabb.
No.
Before they joined. I don't know.
We talking about prime Vic.
Let me see what year. What was his prime year?
Shit, what year? What year he was on Madden? Was that 2007?
No. Vic?
Or was that 4?
I believe that wasn't 6 was Donovan McNabb. It was 4, 2004. Michael Vick was 2004.
All right. So this little context. I know he was a runner. We're all big on not getting 4,000 yards, but he never passed 4,000 yards in his career. Never passed for more than 3,300 yards in his career in a season.
But he scored more rushing touchdowns. He scored more rushing touchdowns and had more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson.
This isn't a Lamar Jackson thing right now.
But no, this is what I'm trying to say. The reason why I'm comparing them is because Lamar Jackson is the top 5 quarterback in the league. Is he correct?
Yeah.
So if we're ever going to compare it, because they're the same type of player, so it's easy for me to
compare
them. So I was saying
he might score more touchdowns than Lamar, but Lamar, I think, is a better runner than he is.
They're the same runner.
Yeah, I agree on that too. I think they're the same type of runner, running on the field. My biggest thing is why did you choose Steve Young to be top 5 in the league? His best year
was 2011. So I'm going to look at the 2011 quarterbacks.
Well, why did you
this
think
year was 2002?
Why
2011 he threw for his most yards. In his
you talking about that's when you playing for the Eagles?
Yeah, and he was a Pro Bowler that year.
That wasn't his best.
He balled this year, but that was not his best year.
His best year was
2004, 11-4. Okay, I'll look through the quarterbacks all the time.
So I'm trying to figure out why you got Steve Young top 5.
Yeah, I don't get that.
You don't have Jerry Rice top 5 when Steve Young was throwing the ball to Jerry Rice.
Because I think Steve Young is Josh Allen.
You think Steve Young is Josh Allen?
Hell no.
Yeah.
All right. So hold on. Did you look at Steve Young's stats? I don't know. Did you look at Steve Young's stats?
The original dual threat.
Okay. Steve Young had I'm gonna say.
And we can't compare the stats back then to the stats now when we clearly know people did not throw the ball as much.
He threw the ball 462 times.
Hey, this list that these quarterbacks.
That's the most he threw. No, actually, the most he threw the ball was
517.
517 times.
Give me those stats because those stats is crazy.
The stat he threw for 4,100 yards.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know.
36 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, Joe.
Yes, you're right. 36.
And then the year when he threw for 461, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
He wasn't top five.
That's not top 5 stats.
But Wayne,
I'm looking at this right now.
Top 5 in the league. I'm talking about this man's only done that for like 4 years, bro.
Bro, he was not top.
Josh Allen only did it 2 when we got him at top 3.
Yeah, but Josh Allen has done that since he got in. Like he done
No.
that. No. Josh Allen done that. He did that.
I got 5 quarterbacks right now.
How long he been in the league? How long he been in the league?
4 years.
Exactly. He did it for 4 years. Out of all these years that he been in the league, you gotta understand. He also had Jerry Rice, which is a Hall of Fame receiver. He also had great people on his team. San Francisco was lit. Hall of Famers on that team. Of course, he's going to ball out that way. I don't see it.
Wayne and Joe.
I don't see it.
There were 5 quarterbacks because of their stats and touchdowns passing that were top 5 in 2004 over him.
And you can't say that because Dan Marino was balling back in the day, so they worked on
Dan
the ball.
Marino.
They worked on the ball a lot.
So wait, we're not gonna act like Dan Marino wasn't like an outlier, bro. Stop it,
What
Joe.
you mean? What you talking about?
So question for you.
All the Hall of Fame quarterbacks back in the day was throwing the ball a lot.
And Steve Young got 2 MVPs, bro.
He does. You're right. He does have 2 MVPs. I saw that.
Bro.
I saw that. But these stats are not beating.
35 and 10 is not nice. 36 and 12 not nice.
So
and you got his first 8 years of his career he didn't play.
So I'm saying this right now. He's not gonna be better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is putting better numbers. Tom Brady. Let me finish. Tom Brady putting better numbers. Patrick Mahomes.
What team is he on?
Tom Brady.
What team is Steve Young on?
It doesn't matter. He was on the best team back then. He was literally on the best team. He was literally on the best team back then. So we can put him on any team. It don't matter. He's gonna put up these same type of numbers. We're talking about these same type of numbers. It doesn't matter what, because he was on the best team.
He wasn't even top 5 in his prime.
Exactly. I'm gonna get back.
I'm looking at this stuff right now.
How is a 2-time MVP not top 5 in his prime?
I'm still on that Vick thing. Sorry.
You talking about?
I'm looking at 2004.
That's crazy to me, to Joey, because Steve Young's a better quarterback than Michael Vick.
What you said, Steve Young? Yeah, he is. But the only reason I'm saying Michael Vick would be top 5 is because the dynamic of him running. And then how
Steve Young could run the ball, bro.
But he's not Michael Vick, bro. Don't talk to me like he's Michael Vick. He's not Vick. He's not Lamar. He's none of those guys. He can run the ball, but he's not those guys. What I'm saying is he's not going to be better than Aaron Rodgers. He's not.
94, the year he threw for 35 tutties, he had 7 rushing touchdowns, bro.
Josh Allen had more, bro.
That sounds like Lamar-esque right there.
Josh Allen had more, bro.
He would be what Josh Allen is. It's a fact.
I don't know. He definitely played in the era.
And I said 2002.
A little bit different though. 2002. Still 2002. There's still these players that have been played in 2002 that were balling in 2002 as well.
In 2002, Brady was not better than Vick.
But you know who was? You know who was?
He wasn't better than Vick. Yeah,
and he was balling, but he does never get any credit. It seems like Dante Culpepper in that time was.
He was not better than Vick.
Dante Culpepper was balling in those.
He was not better than Vick, bro.
You did not just say Dante Culpepper.
2004 was the Madden cover, right? You said that, right?
You did not just say Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper had 41 touchdowns and 4,500 yards in 2004.
How many touchdowns did Randy Moss have?
Who cares? You just said the whole Steve Young and Jerry Rice, right?
That's my point. That's my point exactly. That's literally my point. So you just made my point. Yeah, Randy Moss,
Peyton Manning,
Randy Moss.
McNabb was playing better that year too. McNabb was playing better that year too.
He had T.O.
Don't shake your head.
He had T.O. He was balling. You're right. You correct.
Chubbs,
McNabb was
Brady
balling.
was balling.
Who finished second place in MVP voting in 2004, Chubbs?
Off of his what?
Who finished second in MVP voting in 2004, Chubbs?
No, tell me, Wayne.
The guy you're slandering right now.
Like a guy you slander all the time.
I'm
Vick.
just
Okay.
saying.
The same energy.
I'm just
same
saying
energy.
all the guys you naming did not finish second in MVP voting. And
They
you
balled,
fucking-
though.
And you named Dante Culpepper.
He was number one in passing
With
yards.
Chris
and touchdowns.
Carter and Randy Moss.
Bro. Like,
That's cool. I don't care.
Like, bro, Randy
Talking
Moss.
about his prime.
Who was
Talking about his prime.
Michael Vick thrown to Algie Crumpler?
Yeah, Michael Vick had no receivers, bro. No receivers. None. Literally, Michael Vick, like Lamar is literally going through what Michael Vick went through. No receivers.
But Lamar's already done more in a career passing
'Cause he's been
touchdowns
on
wise
a
than Mike Vick
better
has.
He's in a different era. Also,
And then it's a different era. These guys are a lot faster
yeah,
in general across the board.
Bro, Vick ran a sub 4.342.
There are DNs that are running 4.3s
Bro, Vick
and
is
outside backers that are running
Vick-
4.3s, 4.4s.
Bro,
They weren't
Vick
doing that when Vick was playing.
Vick is Julius Peppers was. Vick is.
You're talking about one guy. I'm talking about across the board, Wayne.
There's no DN across the
Chubbs,
board.
what difference does it make if he runs
Adafe,
4.3?
who we just drafted last year, ran a 4.3.
But what difference
Bro, they're damn near the same speed, Chubbs. What are we arguing about right now?
what difference does it make that is Michael Vick run a 4.3? Like, what difference
There's
does
a bunch
it make?
of fast guys, is what I'm saying. They can
He's
tackle.
faster than them.
It's different.
Still.
Different
Yeah,
time.
He's still fast.
Okay?
he still could burn everybody though.
That's
at the end of the
cool.
day. And we know Mike Vick game speed is different, bro. It's different.
You gotta be talking about Cam
Hey,
Newton,
hey,
right?
hey. Keep the same energy we guys talk about Lamar. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, we like Lamar, especially
No,
when
he
runs the
don't
ball.
like. No, he don't like Lamar. This shit is.
I do like Lamar. He's just on the Ravens, so I'm never gonna talk good about
so
him.
you don't like Lamar?
Yeah,
He put Lamar in the top 10.
right.
He gave you that.
I always say whatever that got the Lamar earns two.
Hey, what do you call Lamar?
So whatever that got Lamar.
No. What do you call Lamar? A what?
wing T quarterback?
Wing T.
Okay,
Oh,
Vick
man,
wasn't running no.
who are y'all throwing the ball to this year, bro?
Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews.
Dang, that's unfortunate.
What can I say? Nothing.
All
So
right, let's get to the next segment before we get up out of here. We got a house divided matchups. The first matchup we got is Zach Thomas versus Clinton Portis. Chubbs, who's winning this matchup?
both aren't Hall of Famers yet, so I'm gonna say Zach Wilson just because he had better stats than Zach Thomas because he has better stats than current Hall of Famers.
Joe?
Zach Thomas, Dolphins fan.
Clinton Portis folding that nigga. Next,
Clinton Portis is from the U, but I gotta go with Zach Thomas.
Brian Dawkins versus Frank Gore. Who do you have?
I'm taking Brian Dawkins. He coming down, smacking.
I'm taking Frank Gore.
After what I saw Darren Williams do to Frank Gore, I'm taking Brian Dawkins.
That was the old Frank Gore, wasn't it?
No, these are prime. These are prime.
Yeah, we're talking about prime Frank Gore. Frank Gore he's running them down, man.
Next, we have Torrey Holt versus Ty Law.
I'm taking big game Tory.
I'm taking Ty Law.
Yeah, I'm taking Ty Law easily. I think we already seen it.
Yeah. We definitely seen it. I think in a Super Bowl.
Greatest
It
show.
was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in a Super Bowl. Yeah.
So we already seen it. So yeah, man, that is the end of this episode. That is all that we have left on this list. Friday we will be uploading for Saturday, talking basketball. Hopefully KD gets traded by then, but if not, we'll talk Summer League.
You mean Kyrie?
Both.
Both.
So he can.
Hey, Kyrie moved to LA.
He did move to LA, but people move there all the time. So.
Fins up.
So that's what Joe wants to say to the people. Chubb, you want to say anything to the people before we get out of here?
Nah, I don't got much. Nope.
This I got like Ravens flock or something like that. Is that what I do?
You are Ravens Flock Nation. Lamar winning those MVP this year.
Before we get out of here, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, man, with your strong hand.
Hey, and I see we getting views, a lot more views on YouTube. We got like 400 from last one already. Please comment. I like seeing views. I like seeing likes. Like seeing us get more subscribers. I want to see some comments.
Yeah, let's get some comments.
Even if you talking trash about us.
Yeah, if you say our takes are terrible, say it's trash, we appreciate it, man. Let's continue to get the feedback. And, if you talk that shit to us, we might tell you to come up and pull up on us, man. So, but yeah, follow us on FTO Entertainment on Facebook and Instagram. That might be changing soon. TikTok, House of Vital Sports Podcast. YouTube, House of Vital Sports. Like I said, make sure you hit that like with your strong hand. And till next time, man, we are out of here. And we will see you guys on the next episode, episode 35.
We're still live. Make sure we're not live no more.